on in. Don't be shy.
This was an idea that Jesse had, the director, about a guy who comes into a pub in England. He's a hardened criminal, and he holds the pub hostage, and he tells them the story of what's brought him there, and eventually it ends in this massive pub brawl. That was the initial pitch. So me and Stu Small and Jesse, together, we worked on the script.
Lads, I'm sorry, all right? I was just having a laugh with you, yeah? Have a bit of a giggle. I'll finish my beer and be on my way.
The reason we did it the way we did it is because we knew the budget we had to make this film. We knew we wouldn't have many shooting days, so we said, okay, let's set most of it in the pub, and then let's tell the backstory, and some of that's going to be in the prison, so that's one location as well. Pub's one location, prison's another location, and then we've got some other little bits and pieces that we can pick up in the last remaining days we've got. So we had 17 days to shoot this movie, and we wrote it very contained, so that we could achieve it on the budget that we had and the schedule that we had.
He's full of shit, Hyde.
Well, what do you say to that, Kate?
You think I'm full of shit, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
You're full of shit, apparently.
And there were times when me and Jesse thought, you know, is this gonna work? Because at the end of the day, it's just me, Scott Adkins, who's known for all these fight movies. Is it gonna work? Am I gonna be able to keep the audience entertained? I mean, we didn't know, these were all unanswered questions, but I don't want to keep rehashing the same stuff over and over.
You must be a tough guy then, yeah? Chasing that bloke away all by yourself. It's funny that. You don't look like a tough guy to me.
Well, what's a fucking tough guy look like?
First time you see Kane Burgess, he's a complete monster. He's a pure villain. Throughout the story, is it going to be possible that the audience is going to root for this character because he does some dreadful things throughout? I mean, he cuts somebody's hand off and throws it on the table. He shoots somebody in the leg.
Get back!
Is the audience going to root for this character? And that was an interesting challenge for us.
Sorry about your mum. I'm sure she was a lovely lady. But if you wanted to see her more often, you should keep yourself out of trouble.
Again, a 17-day shoot. There's a lot of action in this film. This film has no right to have as much action in it as what it does on a 17-day shoot. But I worked my bloody arse off, fighting all those guys in the prison, Dan Styles. Luke did a fantastic job choreographing those fights. The stunt performers that we had did a fantastic job. It's not easy dealing with me when I'm grumpy, tired, and got to do my 5th fight of the week. But you know, we got on with it. Again, bold choices with the character, playing it like a football hooligan. Lines like, come on, stop
Bullshit, Belmasters! Come on!
I always like to put a bit of a sense of humour into my movies, so anything that I've got creative input in, you'll always find a bit of humour.
Can't let you go.
It's all right, mate. You're not going to say anything, are you? Yeah?
But ultimately, every film you make, you never know if it's going to work. When it was getting put together in the editing, Matt Lawrence, our editor, yeah, he's like our secret weapon. He's got great taste.
I'm sorry, sweetheart. I've no idea what you're talking about.
You deny that, don't you fucking dare. You, my brother, had a price tag put on my head, didn't you?
Great actors like Nick Moran, Craig Fairbrass, Leo Gregory, Thomas Turgoose, all great actors. I'm holding my own with them. Not bad for some kung fu guy who started off as the second guy from the left in a Jackie Chan film getting his head punched in. The thing that I'm most proud of in this movie is the progression of the character. You meet him the first time and he's this monster with the teeth and the scars. And then you see the younger version of Kane. And then you see the progression of that character through his experience in the prison. And then by the time you see the monster again, you see the vulnerability in him. And the trajectory from him as this naive kid to this absolute monster is very believable. That end fight, I absolutely wanted it to be a show-stopping end sequence because we're in the pub and everything is building towards this one showdown at the end. And at one point they were going to take half a day away. And I remember having a big shouting match with everyone, screaming and shouting at the people that I needed to get my way to have a whole 2 days for this end fight. And it was the right decision. I'm very lucky to have found Jesse Johnson as a collaborator, as someone that can direct me in films that I'm very creatively involved in. He's given me that opportunity to work on the scripts with him. He's always had a lot of belief in me, and he's really let me stretch as an actor. And then when it comes to the fight sequences, he lets me do my thing. We work together. It's a great collaboration. Long may it continue.
You see, the body can be strengthened to a degree, but it's your mind that makes you impervious to defeat. Just like the skin on your knuckles, the mind can be made callous as f***, but only pain can do that.